Oh yeah, this thing right here is about it. Definitely about it. Welcome to another Put the Power Down video. In today's video, I'm basically going to do a quick drive of the 2017 Dodge Charger. So first off, impressions of driving the 2017 Dodge Charger RT. It definitely is a fast car. As you guys saw, I just did that pull right there. I mean, it definitely gets up to speed. It has 370 horsepower with this 8-speed automatic transmission that absolutely shifts fantastic. You definitely really just move. I mean, there's no doubt about that, especially when this engine gets up into higher RPMs. You're just hauling, especially for a car that weighs so much. Everyone jokes around with these things saying that they're boats and that they're heavy, and I mean, well, it's really no joke that they are heavy because they are a heavy car. But you know, just looking around in the inside, you definitely do have a nice decent sized interior, definitely a ton of room. Like I said, it's a big heavy car, so obviously it's gonna have a big interior. And I mean, you know, I could deal with some smaller seats. I feel like the Dodge Chargers and Challengers both have oversized seats for, you know, the average person. I don't know if they think that people are really that big or what, are supposed to go with the muscle car vibe that they definitely, the Dodge Chargers and Challengers both have. But they both have really big seats. I mean, very, very wide bolstering. I mean, they don't really hold you in. I'm gonna go ahead and take a turn here. And you know, they actually do get around it pretty decent. Now, it's nowhere near as good as any other sports car. I mean, they're definitely, as far as handling goes for the Dodge Challenger and Chargers, honestly, they're probably on the tail end of the list if you're going to perform compare it to any other performance sedan out there. But you know, they're not really basically, they're not really built for that. They're really built for, you know, long cruises, you know, burnouts, doing stuff quarter mile. That's what Dodge is really, their focus is. You know, they think, you know, Dodge people, they're really like more so, we're the last muscle car breed, we're a dying breed, you know, this is us, we're American. And you know, and I really do like that, you know, that they're, you know, doing their own thing in a way. Some people like it, some people disagree. You know, some things I wish they would do different. Like I said, I mean, you know, if they did make this car a little lighter, it would probably be a better car. No doubt about that. But overall, it can definitely be said that the Dodge brand as a whole is definitely doing their own, and they're definitely doing better than they were before a couple years ago. Like I said, just getting on the power here, and just moves, and just hearing that exhaust. I'm going to go ahead and put it back into manual mode here, still in the sport mode, and you know, just using the paddle shifters. Like I already said, this transmission is very fast, very nice 8-speed automatic transmission that you have here. Now of course there are better transmissions out there, but this is definitely a decent transmission that gets the job done without a doubt. I mean, you really can't complain too much about this transmission, especially when it's shifting by itself. Just bam, 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 just shifts so fast and so nice. And taking another turn here, let's see if we can grow through the power. And definitely I can tell that the back end would, if I put my foot down right there, the back end definitely would have wanted to step out and just went out, and I probably would have had to try and, you know, save the car. But you know, definitely it's like I said, how I could tell that it wanted to step out. It's a predictable car, so it's, you know, predictable fun. It's not like, oh, it's too much car for you to handle or anything. It is a big car, like I already said. You know, it's not really for back roads, like I've already said. And you know, if you do take it on the back road, you know, you can still have some fun with it, like I was back there. Like I said, I mean, it's just really a decent car. And moving on more so towards the interior, yet again, I already mentioned those seats, but just, you know, sitting around, and actually had to do a U-turn a couple of seconds ago. Oops, forgot to shift. Oh, well, didn't like that. Anyways, you know, just sitting in the interior, when I was doing the U-turn, there's no backup camera on these vehicles, which is kind of, you know, you can deal without it. It is a big car. I mean, you can actually, there's nice visibility through the rear, so I mean, I could see, you know, you being fine without it. But I feel like everything now, for the most part, from the factory has a backup camera. I think there's also something government mandated that by 2020 all vehicles are required to have a backup camera. I think I might be wrong about that. So you know, yeah, it's just something I guess I'm used to now with having a backup camera. But it's really not that big of a deal not to have a backup camera. Like I said, you do have nice visibility out the rear. You know, me coming from a Mustang, and this is where I guess my Mustang impressions for this vehicle, you know, it definitely is fast. It's faster than my V6 Mustang, definitely has more power. Now the older RTs, the 0 to 60 times for those were kind of in the 5s, but I believe that these are in the 4s, honestly, because of this 8-speed automatic transmission. Like I already mentioned earlier, it is really that good that it's improved the you know, the shifting times compared to that old 5-speed automatic that they had in the 2014 Dodge Challengers and stuff like that. I mean, this thing is just a completely different world, and Dodge has definitely stepped up their game. Just downshifting here, and you can just get right onto the power, and it just hits you too. For a car that only has 370 horsepower, this thing just bam, just hits you like that. It really does put you back in your seat. And you know, the Scat Pack and the Hellcat, definitely completely different monsters. But this right here, you know, being the more affordable option once you go past the V6, this definitely is still a fun and powerful car that you can definitely get up. Like I said, I mean, you definitely do have a nice, decent interior. And looking at the gauge cluster around me, just really nice, all around decent car. And I will say that I'm kind of surprised about, you know, my driving experience in this car. I didn't really know, you know, what to really get from this car, or what people spun there for a second. This thing, yeah. See, I mean, I don't know if you guys could hear that, but I did spin the tires a little bit. But you know, it definitely is a fun car. There's nothing really else to really put it. I mean, there's better performance sedans out there, but if you really just want to have fun with a nice big sedan and be able to have your family and friends in a car, the Dodge Charger is the way to go. And I will say, you know, that if I had to buy a sedan, me personally, if I had to buy a sedan right now, I probably would get a Dodge Charger. You know, that's just the way I think. And they're pretty cheap for the most part. You know, it depends how you spec them out and whatnot. But like I said, you know, cloth seats are pretty decent. They are on the larger side, like I already mentioned, but overall you do have a nice car. Oh, it sounds so good. Alright guys, if you like this video, definitely leave a like in the on the video, and then drop a comment down below. Actually, I want to ask you guys a question. So if you had to get a performance sedan, what would it be? You know, would you get a BMW M5 or something like that? Comment down below. I definitely think that the Dodge Charger would definitely be something that I look at, like I already said. So if you like this video, drop a like, comment, hit the bell notification, that way you know when I post more content, and I'll see you guys in another video.